Panama City, Florida. Let's see if we can.
Stationed at Eglin Air Force Base when I just came back from Vietnam. I was stationed at Eglin Air Force Base, so I know the area very well.
I get Florida really well on these doublets.
I want to say thank you for the QSO, and we'll hope to
Let's see if we can get this guy.
Here on the 20-meter band. WA4AMT in Lynn Haven, Florida. This is N2MDA in Port St. Lucie. 73, see you, David. Okay, thank you. Good luck, and I really enjoyed the chat.
Contact.
Contact, go ahead.
Hey, it's Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. Glad somebody heard me.
Yeah, I'm hearing you just fine. My name is Bob, and I'm located in Port St. Lucie, Florida. Go ahead.
Oh, hey, Bob, in Port St. Lucie. My name is Nate, North Carolina. My call is Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. Got some money.
Okay, very good, Nate. I got a good copy on you. I wonder if David's here. David, are you here? Nate up in North Carolina, W4 November Delta Kilo. Yeah, real well here. Near Panama City, Florida. He's coming in really good. WA4AMT.
Hey, WA4AMT. This is W4NDK. Yes, we got a little bit of damage down at the river here about 10 miles away, but nothing up here uphill in Charlotte. If you look west of us about 75, 50 miles, Lake Lure really devastated. Chimney Rock devastated, very close to us, about an hour and a half away. Asheville, yeah, it's been awful. We've been on 2 meters quite a bit, working with wellness checks last week, and those are slowing down a little and mostly just working on coordinating volunteer drop-offs of goods and things that people need up there. Over.
That's great. Doing the volunteer work. Okay, good. Well, I'll turn it over to Bob there. WA4AMT, standing by.
And what's your first name, WA4AMT?
David. I go by David. My first name is Clarence. Go ahead, back to you.
Okay, David. My name is Nate. I'll put you in the log at 5-7. Roger. See you later, AMT, WA4AMT, W4NDK. Hey, Bob. Bob, what's your call sign? I got it wrong here, I think.
It's November 2, Mike Delta Alpha. November 2, Mike Delta Alpha. And you got the name right. The name is Bob, and we're located in Port St. Lucie, Florida, which is on the Atlantic side, about halfway down the peninsula.
Okay, Bob. Yeah, I know Port St. Lucie. You sound great. You're 5'9", strong, 10 over here. North Carolina. I'm glad to make a contact with you. Thought the bands were dead, but they're coming around. Over.
Yeah, the bands are coming around. I tell you, it's been a roller coaster, but things have.
Yeah, I did have some luck. WD0
10 meters was open
OM.
I worked a guy in Italy on 10 meters, so that was a feather in my cap. And the other night I was here on 20 meters. I couldn't sleep.
Can you hear that? Okay.
Here on 20 meters, I worked a guy whose call I didn't recognize. It was a United Tango prefix. And the next day I looked it up in the QRZ, and United Tango, the guy that I worked, is in the Ukraine, which damn near fell off the chair when when I realized the guy was in the Ukraine. I was wondering to myself what kind of station he's got set up with all that damage over there. But anyway, Nate, back to you, W4NDK. Are those your initials? N2MDA.
Yeah, N2MDA. Yes, they are my initials. My name is Nate, November Delta Kilo. Middle name is Drake. And yeah, I was down in Port St. Lucie a couple of years ago, right before they closed the Club Med down there. I went down there with my wife's company. And, you know, it was a little run down, but we really liked it. I hate to hear that they closed it. Over.
Yeah, a lot of people were disappointed that it closed, but I guess it wasn't making much in the way of money. I never had the opportunity to go there. Had it stayed open, I think I would have gone there, but it closed down, and that was the end of that. That's not too far from me. It's only about maybe 4 miles to the north of me here.
Yeah, roger that. Some of us played golf. That was a nice round of golf, and went out on a sailboat, swam, and there's a lot of activities there. So that was good. Nice swimming pool. Room needed an update. I think there was a bunch of investors that bought most of Club Med out from the French, so it wasn't all French owned anymore, and those investors just didn't pump money into it to fix it up. But yeah, hey Bob, you sound great up here in Charlotte, North Carolina, where we have the Grove Park Inn. But I'm just wondering how that fared in this hurricane. Can you give me your signal report, please, just for the log?
Yeah, sure. You're about between an S5 and an S6, bouncing up and down a little bit, but you're a solid copy. No problems copying you whatsoever. You know, a lot of people are complaining here in Port St. Lucie that all these developers are coming in and buying up land and building houses. I think the population of Port St. Lucie has tripled already.
But Bob, keep safe.
I think really because you can tell by just the traffic in the afternoon on the way home. It takes forever to get from one place to another because the population has increased so much, and people are starting to get pissed. They really are. It was on the news the other night too. The US 1, the main road that goes through Port St. Lucie, has so much traffic on it that you gotta.
I'll tell him, Andy.
Make allocations just to get from one place to another.
Yeah, Roger. I could tell. I guess it was 3 years ago we were there, or 4. I don't know. I could tell that it was getting ready to take off, and it was quiet when we were there. And sorry to hear that, but hey, that's happening here. You go down to our beaches, and used to go inland, and there were no houses inland, just houses out on the beach or the island, and now they're all over the. Every single piece of land back inland is built near Wilmington, where we have a house down there, Bob. Bob, is it okay that I have you on a live stream? I have a live stream on YouTube, or do you care? Over?
No, that's fine with me. You want me to talk some more?
Oh, you can talk all you want, and I'll send you the video later on, or you could just search up your Callsign on YouTube, and it'll come up once I post it out there. Over.
Yeah, okay, very good. Well, anyway, the population's increasing. People are complaining. But you know what? I think it's like that all over. I know the population up and down the East Coast is rising. I used to be surrounded by trees. I had all kinds of antennas up in the trees, but, you know, one day a bulldozer shows up and all the trees go away. That's one of the things that I didn't like, because when I moved here, it was very rural. And I really enjoyed it that way. But now I've got houses on each side of me and houses behind me, and so I put up a vertical antenna to compensate, and it's working real well. I'm real happy with the results of this homebrew vertical that I'm using. So
N2F is on 263. All right, thanks.
In North Carolina, this is N2MDA in Florida.
N2MDA in Florida, Bob. Yeah, you have a great sounding station. You'll have to tell me about it in a second. But one of the guys on the live stream put in the chat to say that he hopes you keep safe, Bob. And his name is Andy Cowley. He's in the UK. Over.
Oh, he's in the UK, huh? Well, we put a signal at that way from time to time, especially at night. 20 meters opens up long at night, and we put a signal not only into the UK, but into Switzerland and the Ukraine and all those places. And when it opens up really long, we're talking to the land down under into Australia. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I got Japan the other day in Australia where the band was open, especially 10 meters the other day. Now we had the solar flares coming back though. Yeah, so you have a vertical antenna. Tell me a little bit about your setup, your station there, and your antenna, and then I'll tell you about mine out here. I'm portable in the backyard. Over.
Yeah, very good. I'm using the ICOM 7300 and running about 600 watts of power. The amplifier is a solid-state amplifier made by Ameritron. It's the ALS 600. And I've had it for a long time now. No problems with it whatsoever. I just have to make sure that I keep the drive power down to about 50 watts, and the amplifier's happy, so that's what I like. The antenna is made out of electrical conduit. I put together 2 pieces of electrical conduit and bolted them to a pressure-treated 2x4. And I've got 3 above-ground radials. And of course, going through the antenna tuner, I have the Versa tuner by MFJ, the roller inductor. And this is a fantastic antenna tuner. I like it a lot. I heartily recommend it. Heartily recommend it, that's for sure. So that's what we're using on this end. So hopefully you're copying me a little bit better than S9. I hope so anyway. Back to you, Nate. W4NDK, N2MDA.
Yeah, N2MDA. Yeah, I told Andy that, or you can hear us, that I said he hopes you keep safe. Yeah, got you on the LOS 600 Ameritron. That's definitely working. The 7300 sounds excellent as usual. Conduit antenna, congrats on the versatility of your engineering skills and the Versatuner. Sounded good. And here on this end, I got a Yaesu FT891, a little portable 100 watt transceiver with some side rails on it. I usually take with me to parks. Now I have an Elecraft, so I take the Elecraft a lot and do QRP, but today was the day for 100 watts. Using a little speaker plugged into it that I pulled out of an LED TV that broke. The MFJ 939 tuner, and then it goes out to a 4-to-1 Ballon up to a homebrew doublet antenna that's 40 meters, and it's up about 35 feet in a tree in the backyard. Over.
Yeah, it's working out real well, especially between you and I. I think we have a pipeline, propagation-wise, because you're coming in solid copy and you're not fading. There's no QSP attacking your signal, so that makes it that much more pleasurable. When signals fade up and down, and the person fades down into the noise, and you start turning on preamps and stuff like that just to hear them, that gets to be problematic. Roger?
Yeah, Roger. Well, I like the fact that I don't have to use much coax, and that kind of helps with the power when you're only using 95 watts. But yeah, you sound good. And on these doublets, I got 2 of them here in this yard. They both get out well to Florida. I guess it's just the right distance for 20 meters this time of day. And, a little bit of salt water between us, maybe a little bit of marshy stuff up near Jacksonville. And then, the lowlands of South Carolina. So you're going over Charleston. I don't know where it bounces. So a little salt water, but primarily using the atmosphere. Over.
Yeah, that's true. This time of day, it's pretty good. Like I said before, nighttime it opens up long, and we start picking up the European stations coming in. But I'll settle for this kind of propagation. I enjoy getting in here and rag chewing from time to time. Gives my radio a workout. Oh, by the way, the microphone that I'm using, believe it or not, the microphone that I'm using, Nate, is the stock microphone that comes with the 7300. Now, I've heard all kinds of stories about this microphone being developed by different people. But out of all the microphones that I have, this is the one I get the best reports on. So this is the one I continue with. Anyway, that's the way the world turns, I guess. W4NDK, N2MDA.
Yeah, N2MDA. Yeah, that hand mic is great with that radio. I'm using the hand mic with the Yaesu. Now, this hand mic can take some improvement, but it works okay. These aren't really hi-fi radios here, these 891s, but they work. And yeah, you definitely sound good with that hand mic. And the hand mic on my FTDX10 is one of the best mics paired up with that one. And use that mic EQ, and you can really get good audio with the FTDX10 with the EQ. Yeah, sounded good there, Bob. And where was Whiskey Alpha 4 AMT? He was in Florida too, right?
Yeah, Nate was, let's see, David was up in the panhandle of Florida, up around Panama City. And I used to live up that way, as a matter of fact. When I came back from Vietnam, my first choice of duty station was Eglin Air Force Base, which is up in the panhandle of Florida. And it's beautiful country up there. I imagine it's been populated a lot, just like here in Port St. Lucie. But when I lived there, it was very rural, and we just about had the whole beach to ourselves. Enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, QSL, that's the way the beaches were here when I was a kid. There's a lot of people from the Panhandle moving up here to Charlotte. I bumped into a couple of them recently. I guess it's the storms that are coming up to move to North Carolina. Over.
It's hard to find a place to move to that isn't affected by the storms. I know when I first got out of the Air Force, we looked in Winston-Salem to find a place to live, but unfortunately, there wasn't much in the way of work to be done. I'm an electrical engineer, and it was slim pickings up that time. This was 1970, I would say. Yeah, 1970. So we were going to move to Winston-Salem. We were looking at a nice ranch-style house but unfortunately not much in the way of work up at that time.
Yeah, back then you had Sarah Lee. I don't know if they were there. Lifesavers, Planters Lifesavers used to have a headquarters there. R.J. Reynolds, and you had some banks like I think it was called Wachovia then, or BB&T, BB&T Bank, and you know a lot of those companies have moved out or moved down here. Krispy Kreme's headquarters moved down here, but they still got a bunch of executives up there in Winston. So it's Winston suffered, but it's a great place to raise a family if you can find a job. My brother lives up there. He's an attorney. He really likes it over.
Yeah, it's a nice place. It was nice back in 1970. I imagine it's grown a little bit, but it was a beautiful place. But unfortunately, we wound up back in New Jersey. I was able to get a job in avionics and stayed with that company for about 10 years until I moved on. So it was a good choice.
Yeah, QSL. Well, you're in a good spot down there. Well, awesome. Well, doing the live stream, I wonder if anyone else is out there that could just quickly say hello. Do you think anybody else is listening over?
Oh, I'm sure there's a few folks listening. There was a QSL going on about 10 minutes before I came up on frequency that I was listening to as well.
Well, it's your frequency, so I'll let you take it. But it's you're sounding good, and you're on Go Amateur Radio on YouTube right now, and then it'll be posted permanently on there, or semi-permanently, probably in about 6 hours. Over.
Okay, very good, Nate. Well, I appreciate your input, and I'm going to say 73s, and I'm going to turn it over to whoever else wants to operate the frequency and take a standby. So, Nate in North Carolina, W4NDK. This is N2MD in Port St. Lucie, saying 73s, and we hope to talk to you again soon.
Hey, Bob, nice conversation with you. Thank you for the rag chew. November 2, Mike Delta Alpha, Whiskey 4, November Delta Kilo. Since it's your frequency, I'll let you control it. You're taking a standby. We'll see what else happens. Over.
Okay, Roger. This is N2MDA QRZ.
I don't know if anybody else is out there.
I hear a station out there calling, but I cannot pull you through. You're too weak.
I can hear another station too. I can barely hear the bass coming out of his voice. That's it.
The station in South Carolina got you that time. This is November 2, Mike Delta Alpha. My name is Bob, and we're located in Port St. Lucie, Florida.
Yeah, I can't hear South Carolina. It's too close. We'll see. Maybe he'll tell us a little bit about what he's saying, then I'll try a different frequency.
I don't think they're around anymore, but I know them well.
This is, I've got a return. This is Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo is the frequency in use. CQ, this is W4NDK, CQ and standing by. CQ20, this is W4NDK, CQ and standing by. So we've been on for 48 minutes. I might do it like 5 or 10 more minutes and then head into the home QTH, into the house. CQ, this is Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo, CQ and standing by. Can you guys see the frequency? I think that's it right there. You probably can see it. Dennis, hey, how you doing? 14320. 14320. 14320. Probably if you're in Florida, I can hear you. That's about all I've heard on here. Florida, anyone out there? Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo, calling CQ. I'll go back down to 313 maybe, but Dennis, where are you located? CQ, this is Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo, CQ and standing by. It's my whistling. So hopefully they're tuning up and they're going to say something. CQ. This is Whiskey 4, November Delta Kilo, CQ.
Okay there, Sam Benson, and solid copy, John in Ohio, and okay, I'll move in your office back into the shed there.
Now somebody's on that frequency.
We had a big hurricane that blew down my tall tree 7 years ago. I had some 70-foot pine trees in the backyard, and
He's talking to somebody in Ohio.
several trees about 35 to 40 feet, about as high as I can get. This antenna seems to be working pretty good at that height anyway. So, all right, let's go there, 73. Good luck with the winter coming up, and I hope to work you again up there, 73. Let's see.
You hear it on 320? Can you? Oh, WA4AMT, that's David. AMT contact. Hey, David, WA4AMT. I wanted to see if I could get you on the new frequency.
Okay, yeah, I came up here from 313 and I started calling CQ and I worked a couple or three other stations. Go ahead.
Okay, David. Hey, I won't take up much of your time. We talked down on 13, and this is Nate, W4NDK. I just want to get you in the log, okay?
Yeah, that's good. Thanks for calling me up here at 320 and good luck, 73. Hope to work again. WA4AMT.
73, David. I'll move on up to 330 or so. 73.
You can have it. I'm gonna get off here. Nate, N4NDK, WA4AMT.
No, I want to leave it for you. I don't want to take your frequency. You sure?
Yeah, I don't care. I was gonna shut it down anyway. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I'll call a couple more, then I'm going to shut it down. I'm out here, there's mosquitoes and stuff, so I'm going to shut it down just a bit. Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo here.
Okay, see you later.
See you later, David. Thanks for the cue, so let me put you in the log again. This is Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo, CQ, and standing by.
Alpha Juliet 0 Lima.
Wow, Alpha Juliet 0 Lima. In Joplin, Missouri. Dennis, you're coming in 5'9". Great job, and you're on the live stream. I guess you know that.
Yeah, I kind of do. Can I ask you, where are you at right now, Nate?
I'm in the backyard right now, portable with a battery in the Yaesu FT891 in North Carolina.
Okay, so you're not going to be affected by the new hurricane, are you?
Let's hope not. I think the new hurricane was supposed to go across Florida, hopefully, and then just go out to the ocean. If it comes up in North Carolina, it may hit our coastline. We're about 250 miles west of the coastline here in Charlotte. Over.
Okay. Were you affected by the last one?
The river was here, the Catawba, and that's about 10 miles west of me, but not my neighborhood. Everything here is pretty good in Charlotte. It was probably just one or two major, one or two areas of about 10 or 20 houses right on the river that got flooded because of Lake Norman was letting out a lot of water. Over.
Okay. Well, I guess in one way that's glad to hear you were okay, but unfortunate the others were kind of affected there. I just kind of noticed that a lot of those stations that are normally down there in the southeast, of course, are probably pretty much under evacuation process, but normally hear them, but I'm sure everybody's kind of moving out of the way for what's to come.
Yeah, they're leaving Florida, evacuating. I've had some relatives coming up from kind of halfway down to Florida, and they said they're going to postpone their trip because getting on Interstate 95 would just be a mess with all the evacuees. Over.
Yeah, I think one of the things that the news media is kind of covering now, but a lot of the stations are running out of, fuel. Nobody can get gasoline down there. Probably they're late planners, but kind of unfortunate means if you wish to evacuate, don't have those facilities.
Yeah, you want to bring a couple extra fuel tanks with you, and that's what was happening in Nashville. They were running out of fuel, and people were bringing fuel in from Nashville, Tennessee, and from Charlotte in tanks and giving them away to people. Yeah, well, we hope it doesn't come up this way. We have a coastal house here in Holly Ridge area, Topsail Beach. Over.
Okay, well, God help you. That's what I say, and everyone else that's down there in that region. But, okay, Nate, hey, I just wanted to say hello. The bands are kind of unusual today, up and down and everything. It's not the best, but swim across your White
Hey, nice to meet you, Dennis. Hey, before you go, you're 5'9". What is your antenna and your station?
I run, it's not the latest and greatest, an Icon 756 Pro 3. I do use an Ameritron amplifier, but it's only at 200 watts now and a 6-band hex beam here on the home, okay?
Okay, well, it's definitely working. You sound great here. And I'm just using a doublet antenna, 95 watts. Thank you, Dennis, for the QSO. And thanks for finding me out here. And like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll put your call sign in the description so you can easily search it up tomorrow. Over.
Okay, sounds good, Nate. Your signal's real good. Full quality. A real good signal and everything. So, take care. Catch you later. Doublet.
See you later. 73. This is with Clear with Alpha Juliet Zero Lima. That's Denison, Missouri. This is Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. Nate in North Carolina. Anybody else out there? CQ, CQ, CQ. This is Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. I'll try to get one more and then I'll shut it down. W4NDK on 14320, 14320. Anybody? KO4YN.
Kilo Oscar Yankee Indian November.
Kilo Oscar 4 Yankee India November. Is that correct?
Indian Yankee November, that's correct.
India Yankee November. Sorry about that. And is it Brandon?
Yes, Brandon.
Nice to meet you, Brandon. Sounding good. 5'9" in North Carolina, and you're on my live stream too.
That's great. Yeah, we're down here in Weeki-Wachee, Florida, just waiting for the storm to come through.
Okay, well, are you in the path of it?
Upper half, maybe. Close, but not too close.
Okay, so no need to evacuate, or are you going to evacuate?
Not evacuating. We're not in the zone, so I think we're okay.
Okay, well, be safe. And it's like you're in Loudoun County, Florida, and that's the same name of a county my wife's from, Loudoun County, Virginia. Yeah, you're sounding great, Brandon. 5'9". What's your antenna and what's your radio?
I've got an Icon 7300, and I'm using a in-feed about, I think it's a 80-something, they call it the Nelson.
Oh, yeah, I have one of those Nelson. Nelson makes great antennas. You sound really good there, Brandon. Thank you for coming back to me from Charlotte, North Carolina. This is Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. I'll put your call sign in the live stream description tomorrow, and you'll be able to find it later on real easy. But I guess you might be looking at the live stream right now. It's Go Amateur Radio. Over.
Hey, roger that. Yep. Yeah, just put me in there. I'll everybody knows it's getting over pretty interesting, and all this stuff needs to be done, and hopefully we don't have to do that here.
Yep, QSL. Yep. Hopefully everybody stays safe down there. These aren't fun. These storms. Just be prepared. All right, 73 there, Brandon. Kilo Oscar 4 India Yankee November. This is Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. 73, my friend. QRZ. Doing pretty well now. Band's sounding pretty good. Got Missouri, got Florida. 3 Florida and 1 Missouri. W4NDK, Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. I'll take one more before I shut down the live stream and shut down this. I'm on 14320. Over. CQ, CQ, CQ. This is Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. CQ, CQ, CQ. CQ, CQ, CQ. This is W4NDK, Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. CQ and standing by. CQ, CQ, CQ. This is Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo, W4NDK, CQ.
Whiskey 0, Radio Delta Delta.
Whiskey 0, Romeo, Delta, Delta. All right, Ronald, is that correct in Missouri?
Yeah, it's Ron. Missouri there.
Hey, Ron, sounded good. You're about at 55 here in North Carolina.
Yeah, I got about a 5'9", 5'8", 5'9" up here in central Missouri on you.
Well, thank you for the flowers. Thank you for the 5859. I'm running, if you're on the YouTube live stream on Go Amateur Radio, I'm running a Yaesu FT891 and only running 95 watts with a MFJ 939 tuner to a 4-to-1 balun to a 40-meter homebrew doublet antenna made out of 26 gauge wire. What are you running over there, Ron?
Yeah, we're just running a Lycom 7300 here into a 0543 foot vertical, 100 watts.
Yeah, well, it's open between here and Missouri. You're my second Missouri, so I had 3 contacts to Florida and 2 to Missouri. Sounded real good, Ron. And I'll put your call sign in the live stream description so you can see it there tomorrow. Over.
Yeah, okay. We'll check in with you maybe a little bit later then.
Okay. Stay good out there in Missouri. Nice to meet you. Whiskey 0 Romeo Delta Delta with the vertical antenna, 100 watts, 05432. Sounded really good. 054, it's a 32 foot. And the 7300. Congratulations on the great signal. And I'll say 73.
73. Stay safe down there. We'll talk at you later. W0RDD. We're close.
73. Take one more. This is getting fun. The band's going to open up and I'm going to shut down. But one more here from Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo, CQ, 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 QRZ.
W5 Delta, beg your pardon, W5DE.
Whiskey 5 Delta Echo.
Yeah, Roger.
Oh man, you were 5910 over here. Is it Charles?
Yeah, that's right. I'm Charles, near Wynne, Arkansas, out in the rural area, running the 7300 and a Lux amplifier.
Okay, yeah, it sounded really good there. 7300. What's your antenna?
Antenna is, I just put it up. You're the second contact on it. It is a off-center 5K through 80 meters, 6 through 80 meter one.
It's definitely working. You're booming in here to Charlotte. I had to turn the volume down there. So Charles sounded great. And I'm running a Yaesu FT891, 95 watts with a homebrew 40-meter doublet running to a 4-to-1 hunting. Homebrew ladder line made out of PVC pipe. And it's up about 35, 40 feet in a tree. I'm sitting in the backyard on a picnic bench back here. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, you're running the S9, and at times you peak just a little bit in the red on the 7200, 7300. And I didn't get your call down on the paper, over.
Okay, let me give you the call. Whiskey 4, November Delta Kilo. Roger?
Yeah, Whiskey 4, NDR, and what's your name?
The last letter is Kilo, NDK. My name is Nate, NDK.
Yeah, I got K, NDK.
Yes, sir, and you're on my live stream on Go Amateur Radio on YouTube. And I'll put Whiskey 5 Delta Echo in the description so you can search it up tomorrow and find your audio. You're at about 62 minutes into the stream. Over.
Yeah, okay. Very well. Well, I know you want to go, and I'm just checking antennas also, and appreciate your report there, and you running so 90 times, just a little bit over there. So I think you said 90 watts or something like that, and you're doing a good job. 73 to you. We'll see you next time. W4 NDK, W5DE.
Yeah, W5DE. Charles, I'll be clear with you, and pleasure is all mine to meet you. Whiskey 4, November Delta Kilo 73, and one more, QRZ. CQ, CQ, CQ on 14320. This is Whiskey 4, November Delta Kilo. Last one here. I'll take one more. Over. CQ, CQ, CQ. This is Whiskey 4, November Delta Kilo. Woohoo! Thanks for the contacts, guys. Thank you. You're doing well. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 different people. CQ, CQ, CQ. Whiskey 4, November Delta Kilo. CQ and standing by. CQ, CQ, CQ. CQ, CQ, CQ. This is Whiskey 4, November Delta Kilo. CQ and standing by.
Carry 4, FQO.
Kilo, India 4, Sierra, Quebec, Oscar.
4, it's Joe Yeager, 5959 in Central Florida.
Thank you, Kristen. You're 5'9" in North Carolina. Do I have your name right?
Yeah, called right. Name is Chris here.
Name is Chris. Nice to meet you. Thank you for the contact there. 5'9", and what is your antenna?
It's a dipole antenna, about 15 foot into my trees. I'm using a X90 radio. What do you got over there in North Carolina?
Okay, 20 watts on the Xiaoyu X90. That's or G90. Is it the G90?
It's the X90, but I have the amp with it. XTA 128, I think it is.
Okay, yeah, sounding good. So you're putting out 100 watts?
About 75 right now.
Okay, just putting it in the notes there. Doing well, Chris. Yeah, I'm running 95 watts with the Yaesu FT891 to a doublet antenna. Homebrew doublet with ladder line running straight into a Onan into the tuner for about 3 feet of coax. So the antenna is hanging in a tree above me a little bit to the north of where I'm sitting. Over.
Yeah, it's working out well for you, man. You're making a good signal down here. We're just a couple of storms coming in, kind of cleaning up the yard work and putting all the outdoor stuff away, all the patio furniture and stuff, and getting ready to hunker down.
Yeah, be careful. So you're not in the evacuation area?
We're in Lake County. I'm one county over, so yeah, we're not on the coast, so hopefully shouldn't be too bad. We've been through a few of these before. I've lived here over 30 years, so.
Yep, Roger. Yeah, we have a house at Topsail, so I've been there since 1950s or so. I'm not that old, but it's been through a lot of storms. You just don't want to be there when the storms come through. Your car gets destroyed by sand. Got sand blasted. Well, be safe there, and watch out for the water and the wind. But the water's what did all the damage here in North Carolina. I think we had over 200 people die in this storm. All right, 73 from Kilo India 4 Sierra Quebec Oscar. That's Chris in Florida. One county over from the affected county to be affected by the hurricane. This is Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo 73. Have a good afternoon.
Trees, Nathan, and our thoughts and prayers are with all those who are affected up there in North Carolina, man. We wish you guys all the best on the recovery up there.
Yeah, I just talked to a friend of mine from Asheville. He's living in Florida right now till he gets power back on in his house up there. Alrighty, well, thank you very much, Chris, for finding me, and you can hear your signal on your audio on Go Amateur Radio on my YouTube channel. I'll take maybe one more, W4NDK QRZ. Kilo 4, Victor Sierra Kilo, is that correct?
Roger, this is Jim in Palm Bay, Florida. I don't know if we've talked before today or not. I can't see. Over.
Yeah, QSL, I think I have talked to you, Jim. Kilo 4, Victor Sierra Kilo. Nice to hear you again. You're good 5'9", good 5'9" here in North Carolina.
Oh, okay. We're located in North Carolina. Good, Raleigh?
No, I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. Charlotte, North Carolina. You're 5'9".
Well, then I'm sorry. I can't see, so I don't keep on. I just go by what I hear. But anyhow, this is Palm Bay, Florida. We're expecting that storm right by my front door sometime after 3 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, Thursday. Wednesday, sometime around 2 o'clock in the morning, we're supposed to come right by my front door. Over.
Gosh, well, that's a little over 24 hours away, so be careful. And, we just had this storm here in Asheville, and I've been doing wellness checks on the 2-meter repeater in Mount Mitchell, the 145-190, for the last, off and on for the last week. And there's one guy named Dan that's got some news stories written about him. He's been doing dispatch basically for welfare checks because the police and the first responders were all tied up with people that were injured, and so just doing wellness checks. That was what the hands were doing. And they were helping out with other things too. Like now they're helping out with delivery of food. So be careful. These storms don't play around. So yeah, this is W4NDK. I just knocked my candle over. I got a citronella. Back to you, Kilo India 4, Sierra Quebec Oscar. No, Kilo 4, Victor Sierra Kilo. Sorry.
Oh, you scared me there for a minute. Whatever. Yeah, my best friends are in Brevard, North Carolina. We're up there all the time, and we moved down here from Oak Ridge, Tennessee, just over the mountain from Brevard. And we've been listening every day to the news up there around that county. It's really bad, and it'll never be the same again. I don't care what they say. 30 years from now, it'll never be back the way it is before the storm. But anyhow, we're down here, we're not sure what that storm's going to do. They change it a little bit every day, and they say it probably is going to hit over around Tampa somewhere, maybe. And we're right directly across from Tampa on the east coast of Florida. And, they say it's going to be a 5 when it hits over there. And hopefully they say by the time it hits over here to the east coast, it'll be down to a 1. But that's very debatable the way these storms are going lately, over.
Yep, QSL. You just never know. I just get a heck out of the state for a couple of days until you know what's happened. They've been really bad here, and finding people in trees and just people washed up in bodies and everything. It's been awful here in North Carolina, and I feel really bad for folks in the mountains. And that's the place I like to go. That's my happy place, and my family is from Hendersonville. We did talk the other day. I do remember that. Kilo India 4, Sierra Quebec Oscar. This is Whiskey 4, November Delta Kilo.
There you go again.
No, Kilo 4, Victor Sierra Kilo. Kilo 4, VSK.
I think that's funny. Okay, well, the interstate's still closed over there going into Tennessee into North Carolina. They say it's going to be a long time before they get that road bump that's forced down again. But I got to tell you a real short story here, and I'm going to get out of here. About a month ago, we had a brand new garage door put in. And the government gave us a grant, and we bought a hurricane-proof garage door, pretty white thing, just shining in the sun. Well, when we get back from the house, we're going next door going across the block to our sister-in-law's Wednesday and Thursday. When we get back, I got a feeling there might be a beautiful white garage door standing straight up and no house behind it, over.
Let's not hope so. Let's hope everything's great when you see it. But it's good to hear you again. And sorry about your call sign. I was looking at the map of my QSOs, and your call sign, you're still listed up at Oak Ridge, Tennessee. Well, Kilo 4, Victor Sierra Kilo. I appreciate you coming back to me again. Nice to hear you. Hope to talk to you again tomorrow or the next day whenever I'm back on here. I'll stay 73 from Whiskey 4, November Delta Kilo.
Okay, well, if we still got power, I'll be glad to. I got one thing that you said something there. I've talked to a lot of people over since we moved to Florida 10 years ago or more.
Uncle Gooter.
Some of the people say
What's up?
QRZ still shows me up in Tennessee, and the other part shows me down here in Palm Bay, Florida with new addresses and everything's new down here. Can you still see me in Tennessee?
Yeah, that might be because of the coordinates that you have in QRZ. That might be pulling off of your latitude and longitude. Yeah, hey, Uncle Gooter.
Oh, well, okay.
How's it going?
Being blind, I can't send cards out, and people are always asking me if I'm on QRZ, they want to send me something or send me an email or something. But anyhow, I don't want to hold it up. 73, God bless, and I hope everything works out well with you also. K4, Victor, Sierra Kilo.
Yeah, K4 Victor Sierra Kilo. Jim, nice to hear you again. Yeah, I'll take a look at QRZ when I get up to the house. I'll put your call sign in this YouTube so your relatives can hear you when they look you up on Google. But I think you're fine with the address. I just think it's the coordinates or something, or your grid square that's listed there. All right, 73 from Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. I'll take one more. I do see Uncle Gunter out there. This is Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. CQ. Rainy there, 60 Fahrenheit. Not a good week for you to go portable. Yeah, it's 75 degrees, so it's absolutely beautiful, but the allergies are horrendous, and I'm smelling citronella from the candle, keeping the mosquitoes away. QRZ, QRZ. Let me get back to 320. CQ, CQ, CQ. This is Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. Here I am in Charlotte, North Carolina, in the backyard, portable with a 40-meter doublet. Homebrew doublet, CQ. CQ, CQ, CQ. This is Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. CQ and standing by. I'll take one more. I'll call like 3 times, and I'm going to shut it down. And then I'll show the folks on the live stream my antenna. This is Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. CQ and standing by. Call one second time, and then I'll call a third. W4 NDK, CQ, CQ, CQ. This will be the last call. Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo, CQ. Okay, W4 NDK, going QRT. All right, guys, that's a wrap here. I'll put all the call signs out there on the description, and I'll show you the antenna. So we're going to a 4-to-1 Ballon here. This is about 3 feet of coax, 2 feet, and it goes into this the 939 and 1. And then this speaker is just out of an LED TV. And if you get an old LED TV that broke, like a Sony like this one, take the speakers out, because they're pretty good speakers for ham radio. They have 8 ohms, I believe, and that's correct. So try it out. So this is my go bag just for this heavy radio. I don't really hike with this one. I hike with the KX2, and I just put it in here. This is a photography backpack, and so it has little channels for the radio and for the battery. It's great. So if you go to Goodwill or a thrift store and you see a photography backpack, buy it. So then we go to the coax goes into this 4-to-1, and then at both sides of the wire go up, and I have spreaders that are made from this is PVC pipe that I drilled holes in, and I ran the 26 gauge wire right through there, and I put tape around them. The tape has faded. I didn't realize this tape would fade, but it's duct tape that's camouflaged, and it used to really, disappear. So this goes and hangs in the bush, and then goes up about 40 feet in the tree, and then one leg goes, let's see. One leg goes west, and one leg goes east, and that's probably why I'm getting out to Florida. So let's see what's southwest. Yeah, one leg goes northwest and southeast, and then the other leg is up in this tree. And sorry about the lens is dirty. All right, thank you, Uncle Gunter. Thank you and I also have this hammock here. These fans are great. Get one of these Ryobi fans with the rechargeable battery. It'll keep the mosquitoes away better than just about anything. You don't want to use stuff with DEET. Especially if you're fishing, it'll scare the fish away. So it tells you something about it. A little citronella candle right here. All right, 73 guys. Thanks for joining me here, and we'll see you next time on the next live stream from Charlotte, North Carolina. It was a pleasure. Thanks for being there, Uncle Gunter. Sorry about the 60 degrees rainy, and we'll see you on the next one. 73. Going to build you a Delta loop for 160. Woo! I look forward to hearing that one. See you later.